My first stop on this trip is Paris, and I'm really excited because I've actually never really been to Europe. I kind of have been. I've been to London for about 10 days, and I've been to Iceland for a month, but everyone I talk to who's traveled in Europe says those don't count. So, Paris is going to be my first real European experience, and I will arrive there on July 2nd and spend a week exploring this beautiful city that people are nuts for, and I'm really excited. After Paris, I will either fly or take a train to Amsterdam, and a friend of mine is going to meet me in Amsterdam, and we're going to buy bicycles, and we're going to ride them through Rotterdam and The Hague to Cologne, Germany. And that's just a recreation of a section of what Richard Halliburton did. He arrived in Germany and rode bicycles to Amsterdam and then back to Germany, so I'll just be doing it one way. But it looks like it'll be a really fun trip through Belgium, get some tasty beer along the way and see some beautiful rivers, and yeah. Third stop after Cologne, it's not so much one stop as I'll be making my way from Cologne, Germany to Basel, Switzerland via boat, train, and foot. So I'll be following the Rhine River through the Black Forest region, and I'll be taking boats for certain sections, but then I'll be getting off the boat and walking for days at a time along the river. After that is Switzerland, and Switzerland is where my boyfriend's going to come out and meet me for the first time, and it'll be about 3.5 weeks in Switzerland, and the big adventures there are climbing the Matterhorn. The Matterhorn part of this trip is actually, I feel very confident about my mountaineering abilities to climb the mountain, but I do have to go with a guide because I'm not familiar enough with the mountain to climb it on my own, and the guide costs around $2,000, so that's one of my big expenditures that I'm still a little bit worried about. But it's $2,000 that keeps me from dying, and it's such a prestigious peak, and I'm really just so excited to be on it. It just has so much personality. It'll be a great experience. And Richard climbed it really when he should not have. He did a lot of very irresponsible things. I'm trying to do them a little bit more responsibly so I don't die. And one of the really irresponsible things that he did was when he was 19 and he showed up in Europe, he climbed the Matterhorn with a guide. He lied about his previous experience. He goes bluffing his way into things again. And was pretty much dragged up the mountain by these guides who were like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? It was the first mountain he had ever climbed. He said the most he had ever climbed before then was to the top of a cathedral. After the Matterhorn, we'll be over the Great St. Bernard Pass on elephant, or elephant-ish somethings. Yes, bicycles, dogs, donkeys, boyfriend, something. And then I will actually be interrupting the flow of the trip to fly to Istanbul, Turkey. And from there I will be swimming the Hellespont River, which is another one of the really big, rather costly adventures I'll be doing. And I have to do it at the end of August because, well, first of all, the history of the Hellespont River swim. Back in Greek mythology, Leander swam across the river every night to visit Hero in her tower. Then in the 1800s, Lord Byron swam across the Hellespont in honor of Leander. And then in the 1900s, Richard Halliburton swam it in honor of Lord Byron and Leander. So now I'm just perpetuating the cycle. But since then, the Hellespont has become the busiest shipping lane in the world. So there's only one day a year where you're allowed to swim it and where it's not suicide to swim it. And that is August 30th. It's a coordinated event. It costs a lot of money. And I will be swimming 4.5 kilometers open water to the tune of $600. So I've got to learn how to swim well, fast, soon. But I'm really excited to recreate that moment in history, along with, 600 other people. But they're doing it because of Lord Byron, and I'm doing it for Richard Halliburton, so it's different. So after the swim of the Hellespont River in Turkey, I will backtrack through Greece and Italy. I will be visiting some of the Greek islands, and then also climbing a lot of volcanoes and mountains while I'm there. And I will be recreating Richard's drunken marathon and his consultation of the oracle at Delphi, for which he used a friend drunk on absinthe. There's all sorts of fun things I'm going to get into. And then in Italy, some more volcano climbing, and then through southern France, Andorra, Spain, across the Strait of Gibraltar to Morocco and Tunisia, and then some weeks spent in the Holy Land, so I'll be in Israel, Jordan, and Egypt. And then I will be getting on a plane finally and going all the way over to Asia. And once I'm in Asia, I will be visiting Southeast Asia, so Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, as well as Malaysia, Indonesia, places like Borneo and Bali, and then back up to India and the Himalayas, and then through China, and finally ending in Japan.